Hello and welcome to Environmental Express Tech Tips. My name is David and today we're going to be talking about the AutoBlock Fill for metals digestions. The AutoBlock Fill is the latest offering from Environmental Express to help increase your laboratory's capacity for metals digestions. It's designed to help you in adding all of the acids and reagents that you will need to make your metals digestions efficient. To use the AutoBlock Fill, you'll simply add your samples in to your HotBlock, lock it in place with the cam lever here, and then we have an onboard touchscreen that will allow you to select the method that you have already programmed into the unit. Once the method is selected, the unit will automatically go to the selected cups and dispense the reagents as you have told it. It uses 5 different possible reagents with a 5-way valve on the side to select which reagent is being dispensed to the unit at one time. The AutoBlock Fill is designed to work with your existing hot blocks. It will fit from the smallest to the largest of Environmental Express's hot blocks. And if you have multiple hot blocks that you wish to use at one time, we also have designed a hot block tray, which will allow you to put the different racks on the hot block, fill them, and then move the racks over to your functional hot blocks to continue the digestion process. Once your samples are loaded in the AutoBlock Fill, you will use the touchscreen to select the method you wish to use. The touchscreen will contain all the methods that you have programmed into it, and you can use the next button to cycle through all the available methods that you have. And then once you've found the one that you want, simply press select. The touchscreen will then show you all of the different reagents that your method requires, as well as how much volume is needed for each method to run. You would then need to check each of your reagents on top to make sure that you have sufficient volume for the test to run, and then select yes. From here, it will show you which cups are going to be used for your method. It defaults to having all cups selected. If you are not going to be using all cups, then you will select adjust cups. From here, you can individually select and deselect cups, or you can use the entire column or row to turn the cups off and on. Once you have selected all the cups that you're going to use for your method, you can select OK, and it'll ask if you're ready to start the run. From here, select yes. The pump will prime, and then it will go to all the selected cups and begin dispensing the reagents as you have instructed it. At any time during the method, if you need to, you may pause, which will stop it after it is finished dispensing its selected reagent, and wait, or you can press abort, which will automatically stop the run, and you will have to start over from the beginning. As the AutoBlock Fill is switching between reagents, it will go to the home position, clean the line with DI water, and then prime it for the next reagent. It's important to note that the AutoBlock Fill does not control the heating on the hot block. That is a separate function that must be controlled manually if you have a hot block on here, or on your separate hot block if you're using them off the unit. The software for the AutoBlock Fill is intended to only be needed with the initial setup. This is the home screen with the description of the AutoBlock Fill and pointing out the various pieces of it. On the communication screen, this will show you if the software is connected. If you need, it will tell you here if you are connected. If for some reason it does not automatically connect, you can come down here to select the correct serial port that the computer will be using. Once your unit is connected, you can then start to calibrate your AutoBlock Fill to the hot block that is set up here. From this screen, you can select the different hot block sizes that you may have. We've got them listed by serial number as well as by the configuration of the wells. SC100 is our 6x6 unit. That's the square one. That one is very popular, as well as the SC154. Those will be the sizes that most people use, but we do have all of the different ones that we sell as well. If for any reason you need to use a custom block, you can use a block that we have custom made for you. You'll select the custom here, and you will tell it how many rows and columns you have on that block. It will only work for a block where all the wells are arranged in a grid style. If any of them are offset and not exactly in a grid for any reason, it will not be able to configure to that block. You'll also need to select the cup volume that is being used in your block. Once you have selected the correct block size, I'm going to use the 9x6 SC154. You will need to calibrate the position of your HotBlock. Each one will be slightly different in position as far as how you've got it on the unit and how you've got it locked in place. To do this, once you've got your HotBlock put in position and locked down, you will need to go to cup A1 and cup I6 and manually tell the unit where the center of that cup is. So we'll go here to cup A1, and it will highlight where the arm should be, and you will then need to use these arrows, the jog arrows and the jog step, to move the arm to the correct position. Most of the time when you are initially setting it up, it will think that it's got a 6x6 HotBlock, so you may need to move the arm quite a distance for your initial block. So I'm going to move it several spots to the left, and from here you can adjust how much you're moving. And the unit does keep track of where it is, and it will not allow you to go beyond its furthest position. So you will keep adjusting the unit based on where it needs to be. Once the arm is in position, you will press this calibrate button again, and it will save its location. And then you move to the other corner. And you will do the same thing and move the arm as needed. And once it is in position here, you'll calibrate again, and it is now locked in place. You will now save the block to the AutoBlock Fill, and the touchscreen now has saved exactly the positions of all of the wells in your block. You will only need to do this once unless you, for some reason, change the HotBlock that is on the unit or move it for one reason or another. If you need to, you may use this screen also to verify that you are centered by sending the arm to one of the cups and dispensing the correct amount of water into a cup to make sure that it is centered. After your block position has been calibrated, you will need to do the pump calibration. From this screen, it will tell you which cups you are using based on the block that you have. Generally speaking, it's a diagonal line from the front left corner to the back right corner. You will need to put a cup in each of the indicated positions with the red dots. And on step one, you'll need to select an amount that is close to your standard reagent dispensing volume. Here we've got it set to 2. Most methods will dispense 1 to 2.5 mils of reagent for each cup. So you want to calibrate it on something close to what your normal dispense volume is. From there you will click dispense, and then the unit will dispense that amount of liquid into each of those cups. Your cups need to be pre-weighed so that you can, after it has dispensed the liquid in, you can take those cups off and weigh the cup and to see exactly how much liquid has been dispensed into your cup. You'll take an average of all of the cups to input into this field, the average volume that was dispensed. Click Update, and then the software will update a calibration factor which will tell it how much the pump needs to spend to dispense the correct amount of volume for your setup. You may need to go through it a couple of times until you have zeroed in on the correct volume and your pump is set within your laboratory's tolerances. After that is done, then the unit will save that calibration to the touchscreen. Now that your block position and your pump has been calibrated, it's time for you to select the methods that you will be using. The software comes with several common methods already programmed into it, and you can see those in the available screen here. Those will already be programmed onto your touchscreen. If you need to verify them, check them out based on what your laboratory is doing, or do some updates depending on how you are working it. You can select each method from the screen and it will tell you the recipe that it is following for adding reagents. Here, for example, in the 200.2 waters method, we're dispensing a half mil of water and a half mil of nitric acid. This is intended to have concentrated nitric acid, so what you end up with is 1 milliliter of 1:1 nitric, and then the same thing down here with 1:1 hydrochloric acid. Notice that it's at 0.3. This does not go down to the hundredth decimal place in dispensing. It is only accurate to the tenths decimal place. So you can only use 1 decimal in setting your reagents. Here in the method, we have a hold for 150 minutes with the comment of heat. That does not mean that it is turning the hot block on to heat. This is just waiting for 150 minutes and you have to manually turn the heat on for your hot block. Here you can also see all the different reagents that are selected for your method, and this will tell you what reagents are on the unit. You see we've got it set to say that hydrochloric is in position 2, nitric is in position 3, peroxide is in position 4, sulfuric is in position 5. This method is only using water, which is defaulted to 1, nitric and hydrochloric. So positions 4 and 5 are not used, but they still show what you have last told the instrument is in that position. If you need to change anything, you can do that from the drop-down menu here, and it will update across all the methods. If you need to add your own reagent in, you will simply type in the name of what you're going to use, and that is now a reagent that you can select. If you need to create a new method, you come up here to the screen, the menu select, and press New Method. It will ask you to enter a method name, and it will give you the option to copy the method that you have currently selected. So if you want to do just a variation of an existing method, you can, or if you need to do something totally fresh, you can do that as well. We're going to just call this our test method, and we are not going to copy our contents. And so this will come with your empty step 1. Here you can adjust the step name. You have 3 options: dispense, hold, and prompt. Dispense is what you use to add reagents to the different cups. Hold will pause for a certain amount of time, and prompt will hold with a message asking you to do something or to tell it when to proceed. So it will hold on a prompt until you manually say it is okay to go. You would use that for methods that require you to look for a color change or some kind of reaction to visually happen that you would have to say is okay. So once you've decided on your step, you can edit the amount and you can edit the volume. Use the plus to add another step. We're going to do dispense also 3 mils of peroxide. And then We're going to change this to a hold for 10 minutes. And one more step, we're going to change this to a prompt with the text, and you can add whatever text you need for your prompt. If you realize, wait a minute, the method says I'm actually supposed to add my peroxide first, you can use these arrows to move steps up and down in the method and rearrange the order of things. If you've added a step by accident, I don't need to hold for 10 minutes. You can delete a step as you need. Comments section is totally optional. You can type in whatever you need here. You can also add method comments. And when you're done, you click Save Methods to AutoBlock Fill, and it will then save your methods as you have done them onto the unit. The sequence screen is where you will set up your batch run. It's recommended that you pick the most common batch size that you will be using. We've got them all set up to use the full HotBlock. But if you know that you will only normally use these rows, then you can set it up as so. For your sequence, you will need to select the title of what you're going to use. It's best if you select the method as the title as well, and then you will select the method that you are using. So remember, you are giving the sequence a title, you are selecting a method for the sequence. We can rename things as we need to. Test sequence. Notice renaming the name of the sequence does not change the method that is selected for the sequence. Once you have selected everything you want, see here, down here, it will tell you what reagents are part of the method, and it will track the volume needed. As you add cups in, it will update the volume of each one that is needed for that method. Now you can save your sequence to the AutoBlock Fill. It will tell you if there's an error. For example, if you do not have a reagent loaded in on the instrument, it will tell you that that is so. That's perfectly fine. You just need to know to put those reagents on when you are going to use them. The run log will allow you to, the unit will track what samples you have run as you run it. It will not update on the software until you have loaded the log from the AutoBlock Fill. Once you have run units, run samples, it will track what samples you've run as well as their date and time, and you can upload that onto your laptop or PC for auditing purposes if needed. The advanced service screen is not for use by an ordinary user. You will only access that if you are having problems and under the direction of one of our technical support people via phone or in person. And we also have the maintenance and supplies tab, which will show you the different items that you may need to order for your AutoBlock Fill. We have part numbers, some pictures, and some brief descriptions of what each part may be that you may need to order. Thank you for watching Environmental Express Tech Tip videos to learn more about the AutoBlock Fill. To request more information, please contact your local sales representative or contact us at envexp.com. And we appreciate the opportunity to earn your business.